When looking at why I became a teacher, I think a critical, pivotal moment was my senior project at St. John's. 2 of the weeks of my senior project, I worked with a former teacher of mine in a 6th grade class setting, Mrs. Gray. And probably the third day there, I was supposed to help a young student work on math. And he was late coming back from his lunch to get tutored. He had forgotten, went outside and played, and the whole time I'm thinking, there's just no way I want to do this job. I mean, it was grading papers. It wasn't a whole lot of things that make a career exciting. Disrespectful middle school students, hot days, long hours, hard work. So I'm waiting for this young man, and he finally shows up hot and sweaty from his playground. He apologized, and we get to work. And it was simple cross multiplication, solve for x. And so I know it doesn't sound like an art teacher stuff, but I'm going through step by step, and he doesn't get it. So we try the second method, step by step. He still doesn't get it. So I look over. Mrs. Gray is sitting at her desk eating her lunch, grading papers, which we did almost every day. And I look at this young man who's lost and say, okay, I'm going to show you a shortcut method. If you notice you have these numbers here, we can reduce it by this number here, and I simplify the equation. And then we solve for x. And I turn around after writing on the board, back to student while writing on the board. I turn around and he is feverishly writing away. And I think to myself, he's not even paying attention. He's writing a note to somebody, probably a friend or a girlfriend. And he looks up, and his eyes are just bright. And he smiles and says, "Could you finish the problem? I think I have the right answer." So sure enough, I finish the problem, and I'm bewildered by him. And I look back, and he's smiling. He goes, "I have it right. Can we do another?" So we go through another problem, and he finishes his homework. He takes it to his teacher. And on the way over, I notice that she's watching me teach him. And so now I'm thinking, oh no, I just gave away some math secret for high school students only, and that I'm about to get in trouble. And I'm going to tell her, I'm not going to be a teacher. This is the worst job ever. I want nothing to do with it. I'm ready to defend my choice and get the heck out of this place. And to my surprise, she looks at me and says, "You know, we've never taught that way because we didn't think students could understand. But you explained it, and not only did you make a connection, but you took a student who's never finished a homework, never gotten 100%, and showed him how to do things that we haven't been able to do. Would you teach the class this method tomorrow?" And at that moment, I knew this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I went to a college that told me they could get me a triple major, math, art, and education. After 2 years and finding out that it wasn't a true certified program, I transferred to BGSU and finished off my degree. I stopped math at calculus. I wasn't ready for calculus at the time of my life that I was in college, and I knew I could do more as an art teacher, and I wanted my degree, and I wanted to get educating. So that's the real reason I became a teacher. And as I looked back over those 2 weeks of working, I realized the whole time, probably from about my sophomore, junior year on of high school, there were lots of teachers there supporting me, helping me towards this decision, but never forcing it on me, telling me I'd be good, telling me I had a gift. And it wasn't until that time that the young man looked up at me and said, "I think I know the answer." The moment where I could look into his eyes and see that he had learned something, that's when I was hooked. So this is 24 years later of that young man changing my life. That's why I'm a teacher.